Hello world, this is Random Fix. I'm actually standing on top of my Mercedes Sprinter 170 high roof. And the reason I'm able to do it, because I have these roof rails installed. If you have a van conversion and you're thinking about getting something on top of your roof, whether it's a deck, solar panels, whatever it is, one of the things you're going to first need to attach is going to be a roof rail system. So you can buy the OEM one or you can buy the Vantech one, which is pretty popular. So in this video today, I'm going to show you guys how to install the Vantech roof rail system here, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this in record time in under 2 hours and give you guys some helpful pointers along the way so you could breeze through this and get this done and get yourself a roof system. So go ahead and stay tuned. And this is what we're installing today, which is going to be the Vantech roof rails right here, and they come in some different sizes. So they have one for the 140, the 170, and so on, and you can find it for other makes as well. So the reason you actually want to install the roof rails is so you can install a roof system like this. So this is the one from Flatline Van Company. And one other thing I wanted to note, before you go ahead and install the actual roof rail system, you want to make sure that your headliner is actually removed completely. So you'll find videos down below on how to go ahead and remove your headliner in 3 hours and do it correctly too. I'm going to show you how to do this with ease, and the best part is you're going to do this safely and not fall off a ladder, and you're going to be able to get this done in record time, done correctly, and you're going to be back at home relaxing and moving on to your next project. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this in detail and give you guys some pro tips along the way. So first thing is I'm going to show you guys what I did last night to end up where we are this morning, where we're going to get this done. So this is the night before to make your job easier. This is what it's going to come with. It's going to come with this nice foam insulation that you're going to be able to apply to the backside. Comes with the hardware, and you can do this the night before. It beats doing this on top of the roof, and I'm going to show you guys how to save a bunch of time by trying to do as much prep work on the ground versus on the roof. So here's the directions. There's the longest piece. This is known as section A. Then you got the second longest piece here, which is known as section B. And the shortest piece is known as section C. So from front to back. And it came with a total of 3 rolls of this foam tape. So I'm going to go ahead and use the longest ones on the longer ones from front to back. And when you get to the rear section back here, you can stop because there's actually going to be a little connector right here. So you don't really need it in there, and there's really no holes. And to make this easier, I'm going to go ahead and do this tonight. So if you got yourself a nice cutting blade, or I'm going to try out these shears here because we're going to be cutting some thin slate on the installation video coming up. I got the nice shears here, and this will make a huge difference. So I got 2 pairs of these, and I'm looking forward to using them. And look how easy it is to apply this the night before. So I'm going to stick this on. All the way down. And flip it over and let it adhere. And tonight before I walk away, I might put some weight on here. Now, on to the next piece. Second piece is done too. Now on to the smaller pieces. There is the other B piece done. Now we got the C's. As far as the hardware, we got some end connectors here. We got a total of 4 of those, left and right side. We got a total of 4 connectors here. There's 4 connectors. And then we've got these screws right here. And these actually screw into the top here. So I'm going to show you guys a little secret if you guys want to try to get this a little faster. For the pro tip, what I told you guys, the little secret, you want to take your butyl tape and do this on the table. I'm going to show you guys what to do next. With the foam attached on the back, get yourself a little screwdriver, not too narrow, but make yourself a decent hole. And you may want to hold this back here, that way the tape doesn't come off. Put your fingers around it, make your hole, that way the hole is actually visible from the back side. So in the C piece right here, I have a total of 4 holes. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my butyl tape, cut into nice little squares like this, put it right over that spot. Once I got it there, I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing. Take my screwdriver tip, find a hole. Once I find the hole, I'm going to go ahead and make my hole. And so I'm ready for my install tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and put this part back, just so no dust or anything can get on here. And I'm going to do this for all the holes on the back. And again, very simple. Takes only a few minutes on the ground, and you're not risking injury on a ladder on top of your fan. And for even better results, once you put it in, if you have some cardboard like I do here, you can just use the cardboard and just punch right through. And now you made your hole. It's there. And the reason this is super important is because these screws don't actually just drop in here. They actually need to be threaded on into the rail. So go ahead and thread into each piece, and at least you got it somewhat started. So I'm really glad I did it like this and I prepped, because if you actually look inside the rails here, you're going to see that the machining on this isn't perfect. So this would be horrible to be on top of the van and try to figure this out. So if somebody from Vantech is watching this, please, whatever you guys are doing with your machining is not working, because you click inside there, and I've had to basically take a screwdriver and file that down. That way there's not an extra piece of thread that's stopping me from going into the actual hole there. So I highly recommend doing this before you get on top of your van. And Vantech, please take care of this. This is not acceptable. Hey guys, I'm a little pissed. So whenever you start looking for problems, you start finding others. So these are the washers that came with this. So in case you guys are watching this video, please make sure you put some Loctite on this as you're doing it, because this is, again, not acceptable. This is really bad hardware. I thought it was almost just a flat washer, but it's a locking washer. And the grade of material in here is literally like, it's almost become a joke. You guys can see this. And you want to make sure you just get this started. Do not go down any further than that until you're actually on top of the vehicle. So 1 down and 5 more to go. Alright guys, so there we go. We have all 6 pieces preloaded with the foam tape here, the butyl tape with the actual protective layer here. I got the screws all mounted in here and ready just to go in. And the nice thing is I could leave this overnight, and I'm so glad I did this, because I found about 3-4 pieces on here where it wouldn't go in, and I had to go mess around with it for 3 or 4 minutes each. and it was so much easier to do this on the ground. Tomorrow is going to be a breeze. So to go ahead and get this done, you just need some basic tools. You need a 4mm Allen key, and I got one on here, and I also got one on here because it's clutch. So when I'm doing this from the top, I don't have to sit there and mess around with it, and I don't have to go ahead and over tighten anything because it's clutched. Second thing is going to be, you're going to need some channel locks if you go this route. We got some plastic trim pieces here. You don't want to use metal because we may have to scrape off some glue. I'm going to use these chisels right here and also a heat gun, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do this a little differently. But the most important thing is the night before in the preparation, because we're going to get through this really quick. And you're also going to need a hammer here. So what you want to do is actually do this from the inside because it's a lot more comfortable, it's a lot safer. I got my boy Diego out here helping us out.
What's up with it?
And Diego normally works on houses, so I saw him at a project. And I was like, hey man, I need help with my camper van. So he's helping me out with this. So do that for 30 seconds. So go ahead and just work it around, because the glue up top just wants to go ahead and pop out.
Now you can see when it starts to change, it's ready.
Right there. Alright, we're going to show you what to do next. So we got the chisel, and you want to make sure you use the right chisel in here. Get something that's contoured because we want it to seat into that channel there. So he's got it, and then he's going to work it. Check that out, guys. It is out. And the best part is Diego is not out there on the ladder where he could fall down, hurt himself, and doesn't make it home tonight. And Diego wants to make it home tonight.
I definitely do with all those kids. And you know what it was told? Work smarter, not harder.
So we're going to go ahead and do the rest of these guys. And then we're going to show you guys the cleanup and how to do the rest of this correctly and not break anything. And most important on here, have some fun and do it quick, because there's a lot of builds out there that can take 2 or 3 months, 3 years to do. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to do this fast.
There we go.
And I'll have a link to this gun that I'm using below, which is really cool because when you put it down, it doesn't actually burn the floor here, which is super important. And if you're working around piping like we are right now, just take your time and don't take any chances with any fragile wires. So we do this for about 30 seconds on the highest setting. So this one is at 1300. So you can see right there, there's actually a little reaction. Now he's going to be able to pop that out. So chisel in. Check that out, guys. It's like butter. And you can see light, guys. So we got Diego on the inside. And I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Out here, he's working on that rear one. And any second he's going to break through. Easy peasy. And here's those plugs. And to go even faster, what I've been doing is I've been going ahead and heating it up without having to put the heat gun down. And Diego has been just coming in and tapping it. So it makes the process a little bit faster. And if you guys keep looking up there, you're going to see a little change when it's right. Right there. See that? That's when you know you're good to go. There it goes right there. Boom. And sometimes you're going to have to skip this method from inside. So we were able to do this one, but this one and then this one over here, they're right behind this AC line in my van. So go ahead and do this from the top, so that way you're not even taking a chance with any of this. Just got a few left and we're done. Okay, so with Diego up there, I'm down here, and what I'm gonna do is go ahead and grab the end pieces here and slide these in here. So one will go on the very front of A, which is this one. Then I got these in the right orientation, so they're all facing forward. And then the last one will go on the rear of piece C. What's up, Diego? Are you ready?
Oh man, I'm already done, man. This goes too fast.
Are you really there?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, let me know, so I'll grab you the front piece then.
Okay, I just gotta go around to that side.
No, let's just do one side first.
Okay.
Yeah, is that cool?
Sounds good.
And one thing, if you want to notice, Diego's going to point out to us, if you guys don't think the heat gun is actually important and you're using a blow dryer, do not use a blow dryer, guys, for this. Watch, he's going to try to do it. There you go. It's not going anywhere, guys. You need a heat gun, right? So make sure you invest in a heat gun. They're about $20, but they'll pay off the very first time you use them, because this guy's not going anywhere and the other guy's all popped out with little to no effort. So we're gonna go ahead and heat this up with the heat gun. So with the heat gun, with 2 hits, we were done. And then if you get a weird tight piece like this, what you want to do is actually heat up the metal back here, and instead of doing it over there in the last couple of seconds, go ahead and just apply it to the piece. But you can heat up this area, or just go ahead and transfer through the whole panel. And if you want to save yourself some additional time, since we got the screws, we got the little end caps in here, go ahead and put 2 of these into the spot here. Diego's going to show us, so go ahead and put them in and then slide them over like that. If you try going straight on here, it will not work.
And it's gonna scratch it all up.
And I was able to give them section A and section B together, so the only thing left is section C. All right, so now we're gonna go inside and check it out.
Okay.
All right, so there is gonna be the bolt coming in with butyl tape, and here's gonna be the next one. But over here, what we're gonna do is actually start from the back now, because we wanna make sure we have enough room to actually twist in that section C. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab them section C. Okay, so Diego's up there with section A and B, and we got section C down here. And what he's doing right now, he's actually removing these white masking covers from the back, so that way the butyl tape actually has a chance of making that seal. This is very important. You do not want to miss this. And if you do, just go ahead and make sure you go back and redo it, because you're gonna have a leaky roof and you don't want that. So white masking or butyl tape cover off. The very first screw, this is optional, and also the very rear one is optional here. So I'm going to remove this piece as well, so that way we're not doing this on top of the van, as these can get stuck in there and they're a little hard and tricky to get out. And we're going to put a little black cap on this side, just like we did, or we're gonna do right up here.
Okay, so once you get into this, another thing you're gonna notice is on the second part B, the back one is the optional hole. You got your hole there, you go across, you find the next one, it's right there. But right here, you can see there's nothing under there, there's no hole, so you got an optional piece.
So this is the one he showed you that actually had it, and somewhere along here there's another optional piece, so good to know. Here's section C, and I removed the tape just to make it a little bit easier. Give you guys an eagle's view of the roof area.
Now we're looking at it, you're gonna notice the back one again, we have another optional screw. So you can go ahead and just remove that, or you can drill through, it's up to you.
And this is the famous twist in.
Can you see it? Okay. So once you got one corner in, you're just gonna snap it all together. Falls right into place. All you gotta do is screw it down now.
All right. So we got our washer, our locking nut right here and our nut. And the order it is going to be the big washer, the smaller lock nut, and then obviously the nut. And I was going to use Loctite on this, guys, but with the butyl tape on here, this thing's on tight. So I got a little small 1/4 inch ratchet here, and we're going to basically take our time. Don't use any power tools. You will break something. You're going to get really pissed and go upstairs and redo this whole thing. And we're going to keep an eye out for this section that had those 2 optional drill points, and make sure this is actually seated flush. If it isn't, we're going to go through and maybe actually drill these out. So go ahead and take your time.
11.
So guys, the most important part right here is to make sure you're not overdoing this. So what I like to do is use that 1/4 inch ratchet. Go ahead and put it down the force, not at the end of the actual ratchet, just in center, and you can see it's a lot more uniform. There it goes. And move on. So I'm on top of the van here, and we got everything being tightened down. So this back screw is not in, as well as the rear of B, which is not supposed to be used because it's only on the 144. So this makes a lot of sense actually. So we're gonna go and tighten up the rest. You can see that front is bowing out a little bit, and we need to get that down. So Diego's taking his time and using hand tools inside, getting everything nice and tight. Now I did forget to mention, if you're up there and you scratch anything up, you want to make sure you put down some rust proofing items such as touch-up paint. You can grab Rust-Oleum products. I'm just using the touch-up paint for this vehicle. That way I don't have to go and make another purchase, and this will work as long as you put it down right before. And we use some acetone to clean off the edges before we apply this, so everything was nice and fresh. And we're gonna go and move on to the passenger side here and get this completed. So Diego's up here. We got the acetone.
Got a rag. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it a little damp. We'll go over it a little bit just to kind of loosen it up. Take your little chisel, kind of wiggle back and forth. You can get it real good, and then just clean it up.
Do not use metal, guys, and do not listen to the directions telling you to use a razor
unless you want to scratch everything up. But it's definitely a quick process. Shouldn't take you long at all.
We're going through this.
So if you start getting a little stiff how it did, you just want to add a little more acetone, go over it a little bit, good to go.
All right. And since Diego knows how to do this, if you guys are in the Bay Area, you guys can hit up Diego, comment down below, and I'll reach out to you.
Sounds good.
Driver side is done. We're working on the passenger side and doing this the second time around, guys. One thing that I actually noticed that I would do differently on this side is I would come down here. I wouldn't even remove the butyl tape. I would just stick the washer first, the locking nut, and put the actual nut on here because it acts like nylon almost. So it's faster, easier, and I think it actually does a better job if you do it that way. So Diego's finishing up the last of it by hand. I want to show you guys the end result here as we get done. So I hope this video was helpful, guys. Please comment down below with any questions that you may have. And honestly, this took about maybe an hour and a half because I've been setting up for my next project, which is installing those roof rail racks that are going to basically slide into here. That's going to be pretty exciting, so we're going to do that next. And then we're going to go ahead and install the ladder on the other side. That's going to be another video, so check the links below. Hey guys, really quick, if you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up, as it would mean the world to me. It's absolutely free to you, because I'm going to keep bringing this value content and showing you guys how to do your van conversions faster, smarter, and easier. And the best part is you're going to be able to do them yourself. You're going to have the confidence, and if you have a question, I'm going to be able to help you answer that. And now we are on to the next project, so stay tuned. So we've actually decided to drill out the very front one up here because there's a little bit of a lift and the wind is going to be hitting that. I'm going to have solar panels, so since we have everything already set up, the butyl tape, the foam, I'm going to be able to just drill down, and we are using a little bit of an oversized drill bit on here compared to the screw. And what size was that, Diego?
So this is the 3/16.
3/16. We have a hole.
No.
And if you're worried, you can go ahead and put some self-leveling lap sealant on there. We got ours pretty tight. One thing, if you're going to go ahead and drill out the very front one, which I actually recommend, what you want to do is you want to go and observe this. If it's lifting, if it is lifting, what you want to do then is go inside the van and drill from underneath. So we got a little bit of an issue because we got something in the way. So just make sure that you're very careful around these pipes here if you have this. And depending on your setup, if you run into a problem like this, just go with a 1/16 bigger size. And that way you don't have to go and worry about getting extensions. We got a little bracket here in the way. So the worst case scenario is you might have to have somebody go up there and hold that 4mm Allen key when you're doing this, but this is going to work out pretty well.
And that's the 732.
And the new drill bit that we used for the little bit of oversized hole was a 732s.
So it actually worked out pretty good.
And now we're going to go ahead and just put the washer, the locking washer and the nut, and tighten this up. Okay, so this is sitting a lot better now. So it actually went down a little bit, which is great. And one thing we realized, since we're putting in the rack system up here, if you are putting a rack system in, do not put the caps on, because if you do, you're going to have to remove them. So if I had to do it again, I would actually not put the caps on as well. That way it's a little bit easier. And since drilling this out was pretty simple and we had the butyl tape and the foam, I'm actually going to do the same to the rear and the front corner over there and then the last one over there, because it's making a huge difference. So Diego's going to show you guys a pro tip. Let me come up here. In case you put those end caps on and you do want to take them off and you don't want to scratch the heck out of them, go ahead and use some sort of a screwdriver or anything like that. Put it into the track and just
Lightly tap it out.
Tap it out and don't use force. Really quick, if you got a cool van that you want to share with other people in the world that might enjoy what you actually built, go ahead and email me at randomfixedworld@gmail.com, as I would love to share your ideas, and maybe somebody else can benefit from what you did and you can save them months and months of time. Thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing your van and meeting a few of you out there. Well, there you have it, guys. You guys now know how to go ahead and install the Vantech roof rail system in record time. So if you guys got any additional questions, please leave them below. And thanks again. Check out the whole van playlist. So if you guys need help with anything, I can go ahead and help you out. So if you want to learn how to go ahead and do some crazy batteries on here, I'll show you how to do it. Cheap galley, I got you guys covered. Seats, flooring, bathroom, I'll have a link to that down in the video box below.